Berlusconi treats the Italian journalists. Only one question.
Despite Iceland's difficulties, we give him a warm welcome. As you know, Ulises Garrido is the director of the Education Department of the European Trade Union Institute. I go straight to the point with the questions, since we don't have a lot of time, so we can leave a bit of time for additional questions from the audience. So, Ulises, the setting up of trade unions, alliances, helps the negotiation of transnational agreements, including those for building new European work councils. What have ETUI done until now through its training activities to support the construction of trade union alliances, and how many courses have been organized, and how many trade unionists took part to the training?
So my first word must be to thank you very much for your flexibility, because I lost more or less 20 hours and I lost the luggage as well. But finally I arrived, and it is a big pleasure for me to be here and to have the possibility to accept, really being present, accept your invitation. Going direct and not losing more time for your question. What do we mean by alliances? So alliance in this case is understood by me like all the, not formal, but all the effort that can be done by the representatives of the trade unions to link and to share between organizations, trade union organizations, other independent representatives and so on, to have a common approach to reinforce the possibility to win and to win during all the activity of the European Work Council. So we work at the ETUI on the Education Department, we work with a very strong effort to answer the needs of the organizations and of the members of the committees. We know our limitations. We know that we are not able to do everything what we wish to do and what is needed. But really, for the alliances, we know that in our program, more or less in each one of the activities of the courses that we organize, we have always this topic, and it is discussed. We have, how do we organize an activity? One activity is, first of all, organized by, wait, you will have the second question. We will organize an activity. The first step is to discuss with the persons, with the coordinator, with some of the elements of the committee. Sometimes you have to discuss and to bargain with the human resources manager in the enterprise. Anyway, we are always linked with the European Trade Union Federation. The European Trade Union Federation of the sector is linked with that reality, and including if we are discussing more individually, we are linked with the Federation. And we try to, till now, there is more or less 5 years that the Institute developed this type of activity, and till now we are trying always to answer the needs and to do tailor-made activities. But the question of the alliances is always present. There is regular discussions, and we train as well the coordinators of the European Works Council on the European federations, and with them we have to discuss as well. They have a key responsibility, a key and very important position, because they are linked with all the other representatives of the trade unions in the companies. I think that this is a core point. Alliances is a core for the members, because in one committee we have different countries, different members, different languages. So the trade unions are represented, but not only. Sometimes the majority of the committee is not by the trade unions is coming from the other workers, or including the companies. So this is another difficulty. And what I know from our officer is that mostly the difficulty to build alliances between trade unions is not at European level, is at national level. So the big difficulty that we have to do a confrontation is when the national trade unions are not able to be together and to have a common position. But I think that this is essential. The subject is well integrated in the seminars that we organize, always linked with the European federations.
One. So thinking about, again, trade union alliances, considering the increasing complexity of the working field of trade unionists and the characteristics of the companies they want to deal with, including the complex case of multisectoral transnational companies, as the MuMMIA.Project does. How ETUI tries to provide trade unionists with adequate skills on industrial relations, on the economic system and management of those companies, taking into account a strategic perspective?
If I understand quite well the question, I will say that industrial relations system is, there are always similarities and differences, and this is something that each European Work Council works with that reality. And so this is always present. This is always present. And we are discussing, we are training on it, we are doing some activities to compare, unless with the industrial relations system of the countries which are present in the seminars. It is not exactly the same with the strategy of the companies. Really, this is a more weak point in our training. So we, normally the members, and including the European federations, normally we don't know too much about the strategy of the company. We know only big lines, not details. We are not able to go deep in that strategy. And sometimes it's very, very important to know more about this. And the capacity to analyze the strategy company is not so present in our activity. If sometimes it is asked, it is a topic that it is asked for a training, a concrete activity. In that case, we work with the policy officer of the European Federation. We use expertise coming from outside of the trade unions, but linked with the trade unions. I'm remembering Sandex, I'm remembering Secafi Alpha, so there is a lot of people working with us. And now, very recently, we have a new researcher on the institute. That it is one person coming with some expertise in multinational company strategy. So I hope that in 1 year we can have a different situation than today. But I have to recognize that for industrial relations system, there is no problems in general, but for the strategy of the companies, we are not so satisfied.
So, a lot of work to do still.
Sorry?
A lot of work to do about it. No?
Ah, yeah, there is a lot of things to do.
So, more in detail about European work councils. The gap between companies with or still without an European work council have been reduced, but is still quite relevant. The new European directive represents a sort of a border between the past and the present as far as rules are concerned. How ETUI has given a response to the need of updating trade unionists committed both with negotiating a new EWC agreement or with renegotiating old ones?
We try to update the skills and competences of the members, but let's give you a very small description about what is passing on recruitment and what are the members that we have on the training activities. Let's look for a concrete case. Probably you don't know, but if you know, it's much better. So I'm thinking about Air France. Air France, because Air France begins to have training activities with us since the beginning. The first activities, immediately we had Air France. If we look for these 6 years, what was passed on the training is that more or less each year, because we have yearly one activity with them, half of the participants, more or less, half of the participants changed, but the others were the same. This is a problem, because the new people coming this year needs to know, needs to learn the same things, more or less the same things, updated naturally, that the other colleagues received previous year. So how to do it? Not only this, so there is another thing, is that sometimes what is changed in a committee is the coordinator. And that coordinator or the select committee can put problems for us. They don't, as it is a tailor-made activity, they don't want to discuss this or this or this, that we think that it could be the better choice. So this is really one difficulty. So, and in the meantime, what I can say is what could be interesting and more perfect with better results for the trade unions could be to have the possibility to decide effectively what is the training that the members must receive, and to structure a pathway during sometimes during 3 years or 4 years, and to have some stabilization of the members. But as you know, it is not possible for the moment. So we have to do our best related with the concrete conditions that we have, and sometimes knowing that it is not the best solution. But let me say you that, for example, the new directive, the 2009 directive, the changed one, is updated in all the activities. It is present in all the activities. So, but if I look the last 3 years, the last 3 years, so it means 12, 11, and 10, after the directive, which is from, I think, November 2009, in these 3 years, only 2/3 of the activities accepted to have the new contents, so updating the directive on the contents of the program. And we can't impose another thing. They didn't accept. So this is something that we need to have in mind when we organize, because what we are doing, and don't forget it, we are doing training, and training had no immediately exceptional results. We don't change the things in one activity. So, and this is something that needs to be done with resilience, with the capacity to continue and to go and to go and to go. Only to conclude this answer, don't forget as well that the responsibility, the strategical responsibility, the policy of all of these things is decided by the ETUI, as you heard Luca saying some remarks, but the European Trade Union Federations as well. But there is a problem of organization. Sometimes, if you look for what is passing with the power is important in this, is a nice word for this. So we have formally the European Trade Union Federation related with the multinationals organization. At national level, we have the federations, but in the meantime, we have the national confederations. And the national confederations at national level sometimes don't help what we want, don't go together with the federations as well. And if we can have in our dream what will be, in our vision, what will be in 5 years or more, all these type of things, we have to believe that much probably we will have more important companies, more multinational companies imposing what they want, and we have a very important tool, which is the committee. And this committee, we need to prepare now for the difficulties of the next years.
Thanks. So, as showed by the outputs of MuMMIA.Project, the construction of an European Work Council is easier if made on the basis of an already existing trade union alliance. Yet the present situation often forces us to follow an opposite path, an opposite direction. Actually, a well-organized EWC could represent a very good starting point for creating a transnational coordination of trade union action, also for negotiations. In this construction process, the management and delivering of information is crucial. How ETUI can reinforce the trade unionist skills in this specific area?
We think that the members of the European Works Council, they don't have only the offer, the training offer, especially for them. So there is a lot of activities, 100 of activities yearly that we organize where they can participate as well, mainly if they are coming from the European federations. And this is a gap as well. So we have not too much participants coming from the European federations or from the companies. But what is, and in that program, we have some activities more linked with the communication, information needs. But what is important to have in this idea is that, especially for the European Works Council, we try to have in mind that the coordinator and select the small group of key persons of the committee must have knowledge and presence about this, the good cooperation, the constant flow of all communications. We have a lot of activities centered on, focused on the communication between the members and how the company can do a sabotage can destroy the capacity of communication, a good communication between the members, because they are outside doing their communication as well. So this is really very important. And the approach, the structured approach with priorities and work programs is present in our activities on the training. But again, let me say you, so the training is a few moments in the life of a representative. Till now, the majority of the European Works Council members participating in our activities is doing no more than 2 days each 2 years. And this is more or less nothing, as you know. And there are committees that have half day each 2 years. So for what is this? What can we do with this? So the right of training is already written on the directive, but we need to apply with a consistent reivindication. If you want to know, for example, we last 5 years we are increasing the number of activities, but in the last 5 years we had 122 seminars, 266 days of training for 84 companies. The biggest group is a German one, German companies. The second one, American United States company. The Belgium and the France are the others. For the Italy, we have 4 companies with whom we worked till now. We work with 7 federations. The federations changed, as you know, with the fusion with the industrial now. But anyway, for these 5 years, only UNI and AMF, the metal sector, they had more than majority. They had more than 50% in this time. So it is impossible with so few time to hope that the training, which we have to use everything what we can use. But anyway, we don't hope too much for these conditions, these concrete conditions that we can use. Only one thing. We, on our pedagogical committee, we approved last February a pedagogical pathway, which will be published in 1 or 2 months. I hope in September will be. So the question is that we asked more than 100 interviews with members of the committees. What are your needs? What do you need to know? What do you need, how to do it? What is something that you can never forget in your activity? And with this, we structured knowledge and savoir et savoir-faire, so how to do the things, and we have now a structured offer, which means that we will offer for the committees not only a tailor-made activity when they ask something, but what they can do in different years successfully. Thanks.
Well, we have still 2 questions. One.
Yes?
Okay, the last one.
Ah.
One of the main barriers to the development of transnational trade union action is the language used. In addition, the different trade union culture, organization schemes, and working methods could represent obstacles not easy to be overcome. ETUI is organizing a specific training on project work meant to spread a common working method and approach throughout European trade unionists and workers' representatives. What about this training?
The project management training system that we developed has 3 levels. It is not only for the European Works Council, it is open for all the trade unionists, and has the first level, the first step, where you are involved, use GL and FILCAMS, to develop at national level, with representatives at national level, what is the methodology to work by project methodology. The second and third level is more to apply. For us, it is important. It seems that it is not obligatory to have this methodology. We can have any methodology, but we need to have a methodology that can help the representatives in an activity how to succeed the aims that we have. So this is something that is linked with, we have difficulties with languages, we have difficulties with cultures, we have difficulties with the different models of organization, we have difficulties with different methods as well. And so if the trade unionists which are in the European Works Council, each one wants to work differently of the others, it is something that is not going well. So it is something that we offer, but anyway, if it is not this model, this methodology, they can use another one, but please be together with a method to succeed your aims and to have good results. This is our idea. It is true that we, and in the multinationals, you know better than me, that the confrontation is made with companies well organized, with a lot of money, a lot of human resources and technology, a lot of resources that we don't have. We, as trade union, mostly we are answering. So we are on the second step. Sometimes they attack and we have to defend. When we are defending, okay, we are winners, but we have a lot of experience to do. But we are answering. So how to take some initiatives, how to go up and to be able to be better as professionals as well. So they use with the representatives a lot, and the workers, a lot of techniques of marketing, for example. What do we know about marketing? What do we teach about marketing? What do we know about communication? What do we know about how to animate a multicultural group working, which is the European Works Council. Multicultural, multinational, multi-languages. This can be something that can be learned. But we have a lot of things to do, indeed. And if you accept, is this the last question? Yes. If you accept, I conclude with one idea that I would like to reinforce. I think we are convinced that in a few years this is the most important tool, strategical tool for trade unions, the European Works Council, to do the confrontation, defending our rights and our societies. And this is something that, and the progress. So to defend wages, to defend rights in the workplace, conditions, and so on, and so on, and so on. So if we agree on this, we are in time to prepare the future, to prepare strongly the members. This is with education, not only. This needs strategies decided by the deciders on the trade unions as well. This is something that needs to be looked like something that must be shared with the ETUI European level. So this is the concrete power of the trade unions at European level. It is not because we have the ETUI. It is, okay, ETUI, but concretely, this is a big power that we can develop, we can improve, and this is the invitation. From our side, and what I can say you is that we are really open-minded and very in favor to improve our capacities. We need to hear the voices of the participants, but of the leaders as well. It's a pity that I couldn't be here more time, but we need to hear you, to hear your critics, to hear your suggestions and proposals, and we will be able to go in that direction as well. We are not working closed in Brussels. We are open to work with everybody. Thank you.
Ulysses, thank you again for being here. And yeah, it's true, you're not in Brussels. You made a lot of efforts to be here, and I think it's clear your commitment. Thank you.
Thank you.
Grazie Ulysses.
Thank you, Ulysses. Thank you, Ilaria. Thank you because Vilcams won, Iceland won, because last time they won and now we're even. I apologize to the interpreters because we have gone beyond the time. I apologize to the ones who have questions to ask. A lady came up, she had not registered, but she wanted to ask a question. Well, they don't allow us to ask questions, so imagine if you can ask a question and you've just gone in. So I apologize to the interpreters. We're at the final point at the conclusion document. They are printing it so you can get a copy. I see Gianluca is asking for 1 minute. Today, the buffet is ready in the room. We did not manage to use the terrace, unfortunately, but as you know, we are concluding this conference of the MuMMIA.Project. And even if I did not mention it, I think that today we continuously had an affirmation referred to the different speed between union and companies. We baptized our project in this manner to represent the slow speed of the union when it regards the transformation of multinationals. So we conclude this project and we start the conference of the other project that we want to present, Safe Host. And since many of you were interested in participating to both conferences, we tried to combine this opportunity. I see Gianluca who's delivering the sheet, so the interpreters have the document. And as soon as Massimo and Gianluca get here, I'll leave the floor to him. This is a final document of the conference, which already stemmed from the pilot committee dated yesterday. It was amended. This document will be the testament of this project that on June 5th will be delivered in Brussels to the pilot committee to state that this is as far as we've got to with this job. Now we need more tools. We're happy to have placed everyone around these tables. Even Ulysses managed to arrive, but ETUI was involved in several situations. Vicentini represented chess at this roundtable. Chess was represented also this morning by Marina Monaco. International and European federations, national federations of several levels, all of you who have participated. From the standpoint of success, we've achieved it. Everything will be published on the website. The only problem I have is that we did not give an opportunity to the delegates to speak. They were supposed to do so during dinner yesterday, but apparently they just ate.
Some people are saying no, but, well, I would like to introduce Massimo for the final document. First, a point of order. For those who haven't yet signed their presence, there are people who signed for the 17th and not for the 18th, and also those who have to sign for Safe Host. It's important before you leave the conference to sign on the presence sheets on the roll call. I now give the floor to Massimo Menzi for the reading of the final document. We made a summary. It was a difficult summary to make because it's been a working year. We made an effort in terms of patience and attention. I'm going to read the document. On the 18th of May 2013 in Florence at the Fortezza da Basso, the final conference of the European project MuMMIA took place. The partner organization of that project are LBC NVK Belgium, FSCCOO Spain, CHTJ UGT Spain, FGA CFDT France, COPS IS Turkey, CGIL Lombardy Italy, IRIS CGIL Emilia Romagna Italy. The supporting organizations are ETUC, EFAD, UniEuropa, EMF, ECOHT, Commissione sobre Spain, COMFIA, Commissione sobre Spain, CTUC Croatia, FIOM, CGIL Italy, FILSCAM, CGIL Piemonte, Italy. The project was started with a meeting that was attended by over 100 people, 5 workshops according to each nation of the project partner took place, and there were elements that emerged that had a common thread, from transnational enterprises to multi-sectoriality to end up in global alliances. The tools used are manifold and differentiated. There was a questionnaire drawn up in 4 languages that was compiled filled in by 50 people. Data collection referring to single enterprise, individual enterprises for 9 reports in a non-structured way. A structured interview to be administered to privileged witnesses and experts in terms of trade union topics. The project has seen a coordination work and synergy to search the useful elements to overcome differences and to merge into those into a trade union European culture. During the 17th of May, there was a series of panel discussions, and there was a summary of the proceedings until today, and the main issues emerged in the workshops. In the first part of the day, the results of the research were presented and the experiences of various participants, with the intervention of Emilio Ferrero, Lende Bord, Serafin Delgado, Denis Ardogan, Kun Dries Palkovacs, and the participation of members of various European Works Councils. Following 2 roundtables on main topics, one devoted to the tools to identify in Europe the data that are useful concerning multinational companies that can be found by different sources. The reporters were Romuald Jagodinski and Peter Kirchhoffs. The sessions of the 18th of May were rich in qualified participants and speakers to the panels. The first one was devoted to the main topic of MuMMIA.Project, namely how to promote EWCs in multinational multisectoral enterprises, with the speakers that were Fausto Durante, Marina Monaco, Christine Howard, Ellen de Borco, Andries, Francisco Dominguez Villalone, Gila Messina, coordinated by Fabio Gelfi. The following panel focused on the topic of international alliances at the trade union level and international agreements with the multinational conferences. The speakers were Luca Visentini, Franco Martini, James Ritchie, Denis Ardogan, Fernando Medina, and Pafaktar. The coordination of the works was conducted by Volker Teljon, a researcher at the IRCGIL Emilia-Romagna. The conclusion of the second day of conference was an interview to the training department of ETUI, Ulysses Garrido. The interview was focused on the trade union training as a necessary tool to reduce the gap between the present cultures and skills and those necessary to reach the strategic medium and long-term objectives within the European trade union action at the international level. The interview was conducted by Ilaria Costantini, and in consistency with the three pillars of the project, namely a communion of a common working methodology, the availability to have greater information on multinational conferences, and the possibility to share them together with the availability of equal information also on trade union organizations to be able to build alliances, elimination of the obstacles with reference to a knowledge gap and language barrier. Specifically, the international trade union activity is an essential tool to exercise the representation activity at the local and national level. In the light of the indications emerged within the debate section, it is deemed useful to convene for the forthcoming pilot committee meeting the head of the industrial relation of ETUI to verify the greater element of knowledge of the following points: interface with the different source of available data in terms of EWC, promoting global alliances and promoting the growth of a European culture of trade unionism, also through the training activities of ETUI, in particular devoted to members of the special delegation for negotiation, for bargaining, the actual members and substitute members of EWC, project managing courses, planning and organization courses among the components of the EWCs, etc., to verify the continuing survey of the research on the more critical issues emerged during the process through a new project. In particular, we should work on communication as a social process to enable to overcome the information asymmetries as an element to build a social identity, be that referred to the EWC or to the individuals participating in the bargaining processes or participating into a global alliance process towards a multinational group. A communication process that leads to compensate differences considered as an aggregation and union element and not as an element of division for a renewed dimension of, in inverted commas, European trade union sovereignty. Read, approved and underwritten in Florence on the 18th of May 2013. So we would like to thank all the participants and also our precious interpreters. Thank you all. Thank you.